Welcome back. Think that penny in your pocket is just spare change. Think again. Some coins are so rare and valuable they've turned regular people into millionaires overnight. Today, we're counting down the top coins that could make you a millionaire.
First of the Sacagawea dollar coin, first issued in 2000, was a groundbreaking project by the U.S. Mint. It was the first dollar coin to feature a woman, Sacagawea, a pivotal figure in American history. This coin holds historical significance and has attracted a great deal of attention from both collectors and investors. The Sacagawea dollar was intended to replace the Susan B. Anthony dollar, which had failed to gain public acceptance due to its similarity to the quarter in size and appearance. The Sacagawea dollar, however, came with a design that set it apart and was hoped to inspire greater interest in U.S. coinage. The 2000 Sacagawea dollar is unique for several reasons. First and foremost, it was designed by Glenna Goodacre, a noted American artist. The coin depicts Sacagawea on the obverse, with the image of her carrying her infant son, Jean-Baptiste Charbonneau, on her back. This image is a powerful symbol of perseverance and motherhood, encapsulating Sacagawea's role in the Lewis and Clark expedition. The reverse of the coin, created by artist Thomas D. Rogers, features an eagle in flight, symbolizing freedom, and is surrounded by 17 stars. The 17 stars are a reference to the number of states in the Union at the time of the coin's release. One of the more notable features of the Sacagawea dollar is the use of a manganese brass alloy, giving the coin a distinct golden color, which helped it stand out from other circulating coins. This color and the coin's smooth edges make it one of the more visually striking coins in U.S. circulation. The Sacagawea dollar was minted in large numbers in 2000, with a total mintage exceeding 1.1 billion coins across all mint marks P, D, D, S. However, not all Sacagawea dollars are created equal, and the 2000 coin, in particular, has become a favorite among collectors. While most Sacagawea dollars are valued in the range of $1 to a few dollars in good or circulated condition, the 2000 D Sacagawea dollar, in very good condition, can fetch significantly higher prices at auction. The coin's value is influenced by several factors, including its condition, mintage, and the overall demand in the market. In very good condition, the 2000 D Sacagawea dollar can reach upwards of $89,000 in value, depending on the specific market and collector interest at the time of the sale. However, this value can increase if the coin is in excellent condition, with some auction sales showing values approaching $92,000 for particularly well-preserved examples. Error coins always attract special interest in the world of coin collecting, and the 2000 Sacagawea dollar is no exception. One of the most notable error types for this coin is the wide rim error, which features a wider than normal rim around the obverse. This error was caused by a misalignment during the striking process and has resulted in higher prices at auction for collectors who are lucky enough to find one. Collectors are also drawn to the Sacagawea dollar for its connection to a key moment in American history. Sacagawea's role in the Lewis and Clark expedition and her journey with the explorers is a story that continues to inspire Americans today. Because of this, the 2000 D Sacagawea dollar is seen not only as a numismatic item, but as a tribute to the historical legacy of Sacagawea. In conclusion, the 2000 D Sacagawea dollar is an iconic coin with both historical and numismatic value. The design, the significance of Sacagawea's image, and the potential for errors make it a highly collectible item. While the coin's value may fluctuate depending on market demand and condition, it remains one of the most fascinating coins in modern U.S. coinage. Next up, the 1968 Washington quarter dollar with AD mint mark represents a fascinating year in the history of U.S. coinage. By this time, the Washington quarter had been in circulation for over 3 decades, and the mint was continuing to face production challenges due to the high volume of coins being minted. The 1968 quarter, which is part of the transition between the mid-1960s and early 1970s, reflects the period's political and social upheaval, with the Vietnam War and the Civil Rights Movement marking significant historical events. The Mint was also dealing with the ramifications of the Coinage Act of 1965, which had removed silver from most U.S. coinage, affecting the Washington quarter's composition. The 1968 Washington quarter with the D-era mint mark became famous for its unique minting flaw that caused certain coins to have a distinctive blackish color. This error resulted from dye contamination and misalignment during the striking process, causing the metal to appear darkened in parts of the coin surface. On the 1968 quarter, the design remains consistent with the traditional Washington quarter look, featuring George Washington's portrait on the obverse, along with the motto Liberty, and in God we trust. The reverse displays the eagle, along with the standard inscriptions. The notable feature here is the D mint mark, which is located near the date. The error occurs when the die used to strike the coin has foreign material, such as grease or metal shavings, causing smut. Mark coin for its rarity and unique visual appeal. The black color shade caused by contamination during the minting process makes these coins highly desirable. Error coin collectors often seek out such pieces because they offer a tangible example of minting irregularities, providing insights into the challenges of coin production during the late 1960s. While the value of the 1968 Washington quarter with D-era mint mark in black color shade condition typically falls around $200,000, coins in higher grades can fetch significantly higher amounts. Examples in excellent condition or higher grades, such as OW or Mrs., can reach values between $50 and $150, with some rare pieces even going beyond that. The intrigue surrounding the 1968 D-era mint mark quarter lies in its dual significance. It represents both a rare production mistake and a transitional period in American coinage history. As collectors strive to complete their Washington quarter series or focus on unique errors, coins like this one stand out as essential additions to their collection. First up, the 1982 Washington quarter dollar is one of the more fascinating pieces of numismatic history due to its peculiar characteristics. Although the coin was issued as part of the regular series and widely circulated, the 1982 large date quarter is notorious for a minting error that has made it a notable item for collectors. During the early 1980s, the U.S. Mint was dealing with various issues, including the transition to newer coins and equipment. The 1982 Washington quarter was one of the last to feature the standard original designs before the U.S. Mint began experimenting with new production techniques. The Washington quarter itself had been a staple of U.S. currency since 1932, honoring the nation's first president, George Washington. The large date error coin, however, stands out from the regular issue because of its production inconsistency. The design of the 1982 Washington quarter follows the traditional layout of the series. On the obverse, you'll find a left-facing profile of George Washington designed by John Flanagan. His portrait was slightly altered from the original 1932 design to give it a more refined appearance. Above Washington's head, the words Liberty are inscribed, along with the motto In God We Trust. Just below, the date 1982 and the mint-marked deer are also visible. The distinguishing feature of this coin is the large date error, where the 2 and 8 in the date appear larger than typical. This was due to a problem with the die used to strike the coins at the Denver Mint, resulting in noticeable visual differences compared to the standard 1982 quarter. The 1982 Washington quarter, particularly the version with the D-mint mark, had a mintage of approximately 660 million coins. While the total mintage was high, the large date error was relatively rare and not noticed by many at the time of circulation. Only a small percentage of the total 1982 quarters were affected by the die error, making these specific coins highly valuable in the market today. In circulated condition, the value of a 1982 Washington quarter with a D-era mint mark varies depending on its specific state. While the average coin in circulated condition might fetch around $800 coins in higher grades, such as those with the near mint or mint state conditions, can go for much more, as high as $400 to $600 for the best examples of this error, and coins with higher demand in numismatic auctions can surpass these estimates. The demand for this coin has remained high, particularly in the error coin collector market, where enthusiasts are willing to pay a premium for these rare finds. The allure of minting errors, combined with the history of the Washington Quarter design, makes it a staple in error coin collections. The 1982 Washington Quarter with the large date D error mint mark is popular among error collectors. The error itself is not severe, making the coin easy to identify but not overly obvious, which adds to the excitement for collectors who specialize in searching for such minting flaws. It also holds a special place in the hearts of collectors of Washington Quarters, as it is one of the few examples of a significant error from a year with an otherwise high mintage. Next up, the Susan B. Anthony dollar, first minted in 1979, was the United States attempt to introduce a new dollar coin to replace the paper dollar. Named after the famous women's rights activist Susan B. Anthony, this coin was intended to celebrate the achievements of women in U.S. history. However, the coin faced significant challenges and struggles in gaining public acceptance due to its design and size, which was similar to the $quarter coin. Despite these challenges, the Susan B. Anthony dollar remains an important piece of American history, and its value has grown over time, particularly for certain years and varieties, like the 1979 large date with the P mint mark. The 1979 Susan B. Anthony dollar features a portrait of Susan B. Anthony on the obverse, designed by artist Frank Gasparo. This design was the first time a woman had appeared on a U.S. circulating coin since Lady Liberty. Anthony is shown with short hair wearing a high-neck dress, and her expression is dignified and serious, reflecting her commitment to the suffrage movement. On the reverse side, the coin features an eagle in flight designed by Gasparo, similar to the eagle used on earlier coins like the Eisenhower dollar. Surrounding the eagle is an inscription of the coin's value, $1 and a wreath that symbolizes unity and strength. The Susan B. Anthony dollar was composed of copper, nickel, and was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, with the P mint mark indicating its place of origin. The coin's diameter was 26.5 millimeters, which, as mentioned earlier, was similar to the size of the quarter, leading to confusion in circulation and limiting its popularity. The 1979 Susan B. Anthony dollar is notable for having two different types of date stamps. The large date and the small date. The large date version is highly sought after by collectors due to its scarcity. While both varieties were minted in large numbers, over 500 million in total for 1979, the large date version is rarer, especially with the P mint mark. In fine condition, the 1979 large date with the P mint mark typically has a market value ranging from $47,000, depending on the condition. Coins that are in exceptional condition or feature unique characteristics, such as the proof, like finish, can fetch even higher prices, often reaching the $50,000 range at auction. As with the Sacagawea dollar, error coins are especially popular among collectors of the Susan B. Anthony dollar. One of the most famous errors related to the 1979 coin is the wide rim variety. These coins were struck with a misaligned collar, leading to a wider than normal rim, making them highly collectible. The Susan B. Anthony dollar also has a significant amount of historical importance. The coin's release was a landmark event in U.S. coinage, marking the first time a woman's likeness appeared on a circulating coin, which continues to be a source of pride and interest for collectors. In conclusion, the Susan B. Anthony dollar, particularly the 1979 large date with P mint mark in fine condition, holds an important place in American numismatic history. Its design, coupled with its historical significance, makes it a valuable coin for collectors. While it may not have been a commercial success when first released, it has grown in value and popularity over time. Next up, the 1967 Washington Quarter dollar is part of the continuing legacy of the Washington Quarter series, which was first introduced in 1932. By the time 1967 rolled around, the U.S. Mint had been producing these coins for over 3 decades, and they had become a familiar sight in everyday transactions. However, 1967 marked the last year that the U.S. Mint produced quarters without a mint mark at the Philadelphia Mint. In the 1960s, there was significant change happening at the Mint, with production increasing and new standards being introduced. The 1967 quarter was minted at a time when the U.S. was experiencing rapid social changes, including the Civil Rights Movement and the Vietnam War, making the coin a part of a transformative era in American history. It was also a time when coin collecting was gaining momentum, and collectors began taking more interest in various mintages. The defining characteristic of the 1967 quarter is the absence of a mint mark. Unlike other years, which typically had mint marks denoting the minting location Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco, the 1967 coin was produced solely at the Philadelphia Mint. This fact increases the interest in this coin as it is often considered rarer compared to other years that feature mint marks. The total mintage of the 1967 Washington quarter was a staggering 429 million coins. Even though the total mintage is high, the 1967 quarter without a mint mark is highly sought after by collectors who specialize in quarters from the 1960s, particularly because of the historical significance of that year. While the value of the 1967 Washington quarter without a mint mark in good condition typically falls around $46,000 coins in higher grades, can fetch significantly higher amounts. Examples in excellent condition or higher grades such as OW or Mrs. can reach values between $50,000, with some rare pieces even going beyond that. The coin's value is heavily influenced by its condition, and because the 1967 quarter has a relatively high mintage, those in exceptional condition are highly prized by collectors who are building a complete set of Washington quarters or those who specialize in coins from this time period. Collectors appreciate the 1967 Washington quarter without a mint mark for its historical value and rarity. It represents a time of change in American coinage, and as the years pass, this coin becomes more significant to collectors of both modern and vintage coins alike. Its place in American numismatic history, combined with the absence of a mint mark, gives it a unique charm. Next up, let's take a look at the 1990 Washington quarter with the P mint mark. This particular coin stands out not for an error or an unusual feature, but for its place in history and its appeal to a growing collector base. The 1990 Washington quarter is part of the ongoing production of the Washington quarters that began in 1932. The coin series itself continued to be popular, and by the 1990s, the U.S. Mint was facing challenges with coin circulation. The introduction of the state quarters in 1999 brought renewed interest to the Washington quarter series, but before that, collectors were already keeping an eye on specific years, including 1990. While the 1990 quarter is not as widely circulated today as other issues, it's still an essential piece of modern numismatics due to its consistent design and long history. What makes the 1990 quarter stand out particularly in good condition is the overall preservation of the coin's features. The U.S. Mint's attention to detail and the high-quality materials used during this time contributed to the production of durable and well-made coins. The 1990 Washington quarter had a total mintage of around 585 million coins, with the Philadelphia Mint denoted by the P mint mark, producing a significant portion. This high mintage may lead some to believe that the coin has little value, but that's where the condition and rarity of specific examples come into play. In terms of value, the 1990 Washington quarter with the P mint mark in good condition can fetch anywhere from $9,000. The value increases significantly when the coin is found in higher grades, like extra fine or uncirculated condition. Because the mintage was so high, the 1990 Washington quarter is not considered rare, but collectors appreciate the clean design and the specific details of this issue. The coin's market value is driven by collector interest in mint marks, as well as the longevity of the Washington Quarter series. Some collectors may specifically seek out quarters from the 1990s as part of a set, and the 1990 coin holds its own within that collection. Next up, while we've already discussed the 2000 Sacagawea dollar with the D mint mark, the version with the P mint mark in a dirty color shade condition has a separate appeal, especially for collectors of error and unique condition coins. As mentioned in the first coin, the Sacagawea dollar was designed by Glenna Goodacre and features an image of Sacagawea with her child, Jean-Baptiste Charbonneau. The coin's reverse features a flying eagle, symbolizing freedom. For the P mint version, the alloy used was the same manganese, brass, and its gold color is a distinctive feature that sets it apart from other circulating coins. However, due to factors like handling, storage, and circulation, the 2000 Sacagawea dollar can sometimes develop a dirty or discolored appearance, which is actually of interest to some collectors who seek out such unique characteristics. The mintage of the 2000 P Sacagawea dollar is over 500 million, and although the coin in standard condition is relatively common, those in dirty or discolored conditions are far less predictable in their availability. In the 2000, P Sacagawea dollar was produced in large numbers at the Philadelphia Mint, accounting for a substantial portion of the total mintage. However, coins with discoloration, toning, or a dirty appearance can become collectible under specific circumstances. A dirty or toned Sacagawea dollar can have value beyond its face value due to its unique characteristics. For example, toning, a natural process that alters a coin's surface color due to environmental exposure, can make a coin desirable if the patterns are aesthetically pleasing or if the discoloration adds character. While a standard 2000 P Sacagawea dollar in circulated condition might fetch $100,000s one, with an unusual dirty shade, could sell for $115,000 depending on the uniqueness of the discoloration and demand from collectors. The presence of discoloration might result from improper storage or prolonged exposure to humidity, chemicals, or other environmental factors. What makes these coins valuable is their rarity as naturally toned or shaded examples within the Sacagawea dollar series. Error coins in the 2000 P series further enhance collector interest. One of the most famous varieties is the Cheerios dollar. This refers to a promotional batch of Sacagawea dollars distributed in Cheerios cereal boxes in 2000. These coins had a unique design detail, sharper tail feathers on the eagle, making them highly valuable, while not all 2000 Sacagawea dollars are Cheerios dollars. Their association with this promotion adds a layer of intrigue to the 2000 P series as a whole. Another notable error for the 2000 P Sacagawea dollar is the missing edge lettering variety, found in later series but occasionally linked to the original mint year. These coins lack the inscriptions typically found on the edge, making them highly collectible. In addition, the presence of odd toning or a dirty shade provides further appeal to niche collectors who appreciate coins with character. Coins that have developed unique patterns due to oxidation or storage often hold greater appeal than their standard counterparts. In conclusion, the 2000 P Sacagawea dollar in dirty or toned condition is a fascinating coin that combines historical significance with modern appeal. While the standard 2000 P coin is common, examples with unique shades or discoloration can command much higher prices in auctions. Its association with the groundbreaking Sacagawea design and its potential for errors or unusual toning ensures its place as a collector favorite. Next up, the 1984 Washington Quarter is another noteworthy coin from the modern era of U.S. coinage. Produced nearly 2 decades after the removal of silver from quarters, these coins were made entirely of copper, nickel-clad composition. By 1984, the U.S. Mint was using advanced technology to produce billions of coins annually, but occasional errors still occurred, giving rise to some highly collectible pieces. The P-error mint mark on the 1984 Washington Quarter is one such anomaly. Mint errors involving incorrect or misplaced mint marks are always of significant interest to numismatists. This particular error, believed to have been caused by a mix-up during the die preparation process, resulted in a small number of quarters being struck with a P mint mark that was misaligned or doubled. The reverse shows a bald eagle with its wings spread, perched on a bundle of arrows and flanked by olive branches. The inscriptions United States of America and E pluribus unum appear at the top, while quarter dollar is inscribed at the bottom. The distinguishing feature of this coin is the P error mint mark, which sets it apart from other 1984 quarters. Whether the error involves a doubled mint mark, a misplaced mint mark, or a faint or partially stamped mint mark, these anomalies contribute significantly to the coin's desirability and value. The Philadelphia Mint struck over 676 million quarters in 1984, making it one of the highest production years for the Washington quarter. Despite this large mintage, the number of error coins with the P mint mark anomaly is extremely small. This rarity has driven the market value of these error coins, as they represent a tiny fraction of the total production. In fine condition, the 1984 Washington quarter with a P mint mark error can sell for $10,000, depending on the specific type of error and its visibility. Coins with more dramatic or easily identifiable errors, such as doubling or significant misplacement of the mint mark, can command even higher prices, with some examples fetching over $16,000 at auctions. The value of error coins like this one is also influenced by their rarity and the demand from collectors specializing in mint anomalies. Certified examples, particularly those graded by P Sacagawea or NC, tend to achieve higher prices because they provide assurance of authenticity and condition. The 1984 Washington quarter with a P error mint mark holds a special place in the hearts of collectors. As an error coin, it appeals to a niche market of numismatists who value the uniqueness and rarity of such anomalies. The fact that it originates from a high mintage year only adds to its intrigue, as it demonstrates that even mass production cannot eliminate the possibility of mistakes. Collectors often seek out coins like this one to complete sets of Washington quarters with notable errors or to showcase the diversity of minting anomalies in their collections. The coin's rarity ensures that it remains a prized possession even for those who already own other error coins from the same series. Next up, the 1983 Washington quarter dollar represents a unique moment in U.S. coinage history. The Washington quarter series itself was first introduced in 1932 to commemorate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. Designed by John Flanagan, the coin featured a portrait of Washington on the obverse and a bald eagle on the reverse, a design that has remained mostly unchanged throughout the decades. By 1983, the U.S. Mint had been producing coins at a rapid pace to meet the needs of the growing population and expanding economy. The Mint was producing quarters in large quantities as the nation relied heavily on them for day-to-day transactions. However, 1983 proved to be an interesting year, as it was marked by certain minting anomalies that would later make some of these coins highly collectible. One of the most significant features of this coin that sets it apart from the rest of the 1983 quarters is the P mint mark error. Normally, quarters minted in Philadelphia carry no mint mark, but this particular coin was struck with a P mint mark, indicating it was made in the Philadelphia Mint. This mint mark was not intended for quarters, as it had only been used on the Roosevelt dime starting in 1980. This error occurred during the minting process, and only a small number of these coins were released into circulation, making them particularly rare and valuable today. In 1983, the U.S. Mint produced over 600 million Washington quarters, but the P mint mark error was a rare anomaly. Only a small number of 1983 quarters were accidentally struck with the P mint mark, and as a result, these coins are much harder to find compared to regular 1983 quarters. The exact number of error coins that made it into circulation is unclear, but estimates suggest that only a few hundred were minted. This scarcity has driven the value of these coins up, as they are considered a must-have for serious collectors of U.S. error coins. The P mint mark itself was never intended for quarters, which makes it even more valuable. Coins like these, which are mistakenly stamped with a mint mark that doesn't align with the intended design, are referred to as mint errors. These errors are highly coveted by collectors because they are anomalies, and their rarity makes them stand out in the coin market. So, what's the market value of a 1983 Washington quarter dollar with P mint mark in fine condition? As of today, this error coin can command a significant price in auction markets, especially if it's in good to fine condition. On average, these coins can fetch anywhere from $300,400, depending on their condition and the presence of any additional unique features, such as a higher grade or clean strike. In fine condition, with noticeable wear but clear features, the price tends to fall within this range. However, well-preserved examples or those with higher grades can easily sell for $300,500 or more. Auction prices have been known to fluctuate depending on demand, but the 1983 P-error mint mark coin remains a valuable asset to many collectors. The fact that this error is relatively rare and involves the prestigious Washington Quarter Series only adds to its desirability. In high-demand auctions, it's not unusual for these error coins to go for much higher prices, particularly if there are few examples available. For collectors looking to add a significant piece to their collection, the 1983 P-era Washington Quarter offers both historical intrigue and a chance to own a coin with a unique story. The coin's rarity, coupled with its accidental minting, makes it one of the more intriguing errors in recent U.S. coinage. What really sets this coin apart, aside from its obvious rarity, is the immense interest it has garnered within the collector community. Coin collectors and investors are particularly attracted to mint errors because of their scarcity and historical significance. When it comes to Washington quarters, which already have a broad base of collectors, any variation, especially an error, is considered a prized possession. Next up, the 1881 Silver Morgan $1 with the S mint mark is one of the most iconic and expensive coins in the Morgan dollar series. To understand why this coin holds such high value, we need to take a look at its history, design, mintage, and the market forces that have driven its price today. The Morgan silver dollar was first minted in 1878, a product of the Coinage Act of 1873. Named after its designer George T. Morgan, this coin became one of the most well-known silver dollars in U.S. history. The 1881 coin was struck in San Francisco as indicated by its S mint mark, and its production falls during a period of intense economic transformation in the United States. During this era, silver was a significant part of the U.S. economy. The mining of silver in the western U.S., particularly in Nevada, fueled the production of silver coins, including the Morgan dollar. The year 1881 marked the later years of the Morgan dollar's minting, which continued until 1904 and briefly resumed in 1921. The Morgan dollar is known for its distinct design. On the obverse, we see a portrait of Lady Liberty, designed by George T. Morgan himself, wearing a Phrygian cap and surrounded by 13 stars representing the original U.S. colonies. The reverse features an eagle with wings outstretched, clutching arrows and an olive branch, symbolizing strength and peace. In the case of the 1881 S. Morgan dollar, the coin features the same design, but what sets it apart is its production at the San Francisco Mint. Coins minted here are often prized for their higher quality of strike, which made them particularly popular among collectors. Mintage and market value. In 1881, the San Francisco Mint produced a total of 8.9 million Morgan dollars. However, many of these coins were circulated and, over time, became worn down or lost. In circulated condition, the 1881 S. Morgan dollar may not seem as rare as some other dates, but it remains one of the most valuable in the series due to its popularity among collectors and investors. As of today, the value of the 1881 S Morgan dollar in circulated condition can range anywhere from $89,000 depending on the wear and tear of the coin. Coins with better preservation, such as those in extremely fine or about uncirculated grades, can fetch $93,000. Coins with significant errors or unique characteristics can raise the value even further. The Morgan dollar is a favorite among collectors due to its rich history and design, and the 1881 S is no exception. Its place in the broader context of the Morgan dollar series makes it a popular choice for both novice and experienced numismatists. Additionally, errors such as die cracks, off-center strikes, and double dies can make specific coins in the 1881 S series extremely valuable, often pushing their prices into the thousands of dollars. Collectors are particularly drawn to the 1881 S.U. Morgan dollar due to its historical significance as part of the Western silver boom, the quality of minting at the San Francisco Mint, and the occasional appearance of rare errors that add to the intrigue of this already valuable coin. Next up, the 1980 Washington quarter dollar with the large date and the D-Mint mark error is one of those coins that strikes a chord with collectors for a variety of reasons. Let's break this down in detail. The Washington quarter was first minted in 1932 to celebrate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. Over the years, the coin has undergone many changes, from design shifts to mintage variations. By the time we reached 1980, the coin had been in circulation for nearly 50 years, with its iconic portrait of George Washington still gracing the obverse. In 1980, the U.S. Mint faced various challenges, including adjusting coin production due to changes in the economy and materials. The quarter design itself remained unchanged, but it was the minting process that led to some significant variations. In terms of its specific 1980 issue, what sets it apart is the large date. The number 8 in 1980 is noticeably larger than in earlier years, a feature that collectors find particularly interesting when comparing the various types of Washington quarters from different years. The 1980 Washington quarter was minted at two locations, the Philadelphia Mint and the Denver Mint. In total, about 671 million 1980 quarters were struck. Of this, the Denver Mint produced a significant number, leading to the prevalence of the D-Mint mark in circulation. However, it is the error variation that has become increasingly rare and valuable. The DE error mint mark on the 1980 Washington quarter is a mistake caused during the minting process. The error occurred when the minting machinery malfunctioned, causing the D-Mint mark to be poorly stamped or misaligned. These errors are very rare, and finding one in fine condition makes the coin even more valuable. In terms of value, a typical 1980 Washington quarter without the error mint mark is worth face value or slightly above, but the ones with the DE error mint mark can fetch significant sums at auction, particularly when they are in fine or better condition. On the open market today, a 1980 Washington quarter with the D error mint mark in fine condition is valued anywhere from $68,000, depending on the specific auction results and collector demand at the time. The interest from collectors is primarily due to the rarity of the error. Error coins, in general, tend to attract a specific subset of numismatists who focus on mint mistakes, and this coin, due to its distinct error, has become a key piece for error collectors. Collectors are also drawn to the 1980 coin because of the large date, which was a notable feature that distinguishes it from other quarters in the Washington series. Next up, extremely valuable coin. The 1886 Morgan dollar with an S mint mark. This coin represents both the quality of minting at the San Francisco Mint and the evolution of the Morgan dollar series during the late 19th century. The 1886 Morgan dollar is a product of the U.S. government's continuing efforts to stabilize the economy after the Panic of 1873. This panic had caused widespread financial instability, and the U.S. responded with the Coinage Act of 1878, which authorized the minting of the Morgan dollar. The coin's production continued for several decades, with the San Francisco Mint being one of the major facilities responsible for producing the coin. The year 1886 was an interesting one for the U.S. economy. The country was recovering from earlier economic woes and preparing for the financial boom of the 1890s. This context is reflected in the production of coins like the 1886 Morgan dollar, which is both a symbol of recovery and a key piece of American numismatic history. Just like the 1881 S, the 1886 S features the classic design of George T. Morgan's coin, with Lady Liberty on the obverse and a majestic eagle on the reverse. The coin's design remains one of the most recognized in the world of numismatics. The S mint mark indicates that this particular coin was minted in San Francisco, which is crucial for its value. The San Francisco Mint was known for its high standards in coin production, and the coins produced there often exhibit better strikes than those from other mints, making them more desirable. The 1886 S.E. Morgan dollar has a much lower mintage than the 1881 S, with only around 5 million coins struck. While this may seem like a higher number compared to some other rare dates in the series, it is important to note that many of these coins were worn down through circulation, leaving only a small percentage in good condition today. In fine condition, the 1886 S.E. Morgan dollar can fetch between $115,000 depending on the quality of the coin and the current market trends. However, coins in higher grades can be worth significantly more, and those with unique errors or characteristics are especially valuable. The 1886 S. Morgan dollar is a highly sought after coin due to its lower mintage and the desirability of San Francisco minted coins. The coin is also notable for its relatively rare errors, such as repunched mint marks, die cracks, and double strikes, which can elevate the value substantially. Collectors prize the 1886 S for its historical significance, its relative rarity, and its striking design. Those who collect Morgan dollars often seek out this specific coin to complete their set or as an investment piece that could appreciate in value over time. Next up, the 1970 Washington Quarter holds a unique place in the Washington Quarter series. By this time, the coin had already undergone significant changes due to the Coinage Act of 1965, which eliminated silver content from circulating quarters. Instead, quarters were now made from a clad composition of copper and nickel, which was less expensive and more practical for everyday use. The 1970 Washington Quarter is emblematic of this transitional period in American coinage, marking the continued reliance on non-precious metals. The D Mint mark indicates that this coin was produced at the Denver Mint. During this era, the Denver Mint was one of the primary facilities responsible for producing billions of coins annually to meet the nation's needs. While most 1970 quarters are relatively common and were heavily circulated, some have gained significant value due to their condition, rarity, or unique minting errors. The presence of the D Mint mark on the obverse, below the motto "In God We Trust," signifies its production at the Denver Mint. Although the design is standard for Washington quarters, coins from 1970 have attracted collector interest due to their history and occasional anomalies. In 1970, the Denver Mint produced approximately 417 million quarters, making it one of the more prolific years for Washington quarters. While this high mintage may suggest that the coin is common, finding specimens in good condition is increasingly rare due to extensive circulation. Coins in good condition show significant wear, with most of the finer details on Washington's hair and the eagle's feathers being smooth or faint. Despite their worn appearance, these coins can still command interest in auctions, particularly when they exhibit unique errors or are part of a sought-after series. The value of a 1970 Washington quarter with AD mint mark in good condition largely depends on the specific characteristics of the coin. For a standard example without any errors, the market value is typically modest, ranging from $200,000 given its extensive mintage and circulated condition. However, If the coin possesses any unusual features, such as die cracks, doubling, or other minting errors, its value can increase significantly. Error coins from 1970 are particularly valuable and can fetch $233,000 or more at auction, depending on the severity and visibility of the error. For instance, coins with noticeable die clashes, misaligned dies, or off-center strikes are highly sought after. The presence of these features elevates what might otherwise be a common coin into a prized collectible. Collectors and investors should also note that the overall demand for Washington quarters has risen over the years, especially for coins from the 1970s in decent condition. Even a well-worn coin like this one can become a talking point in a collection, particularly when accompanied by documentation of its rarity or provenance. The 1970 Washington quarter with AD mint mark is particularly interesting to collectors because it represents a pivotal era in U.S. coinage. The post-Silver Age saw a growing awareness among collectors of the importance of preserving coins from general circulation, especially those that could later be identified as having unique characteristics. In good condition, these coins appeal to entry-level collectors or those looking to complete a year set of Washington quarters. Their affordability makes them accessible, while their historical context ensures they remain a meaningful addition to any collection. For collectors who specialize in mint errors or coins from the Denver Mint, a 1970 quarter with unusual features can be a key piece. The rise of online auction platforms has also expanded the market for these coins, allowing sellers to connect with niche collectors worldwide. Coins with provenance or authenticated errors often achieve higher bids, underscoring the value of certification from reputable grading services like PGs or NGC. Next up, we explore the value of the 1983 Washington quarter with a large date and the P error mint mark. This is a highly intriguing coin due to its rare combination of characteristics, which makes it incredibly appealing to numismatists. The 1983 Washington quarter was minted as part of the ongoing production of the Washington Quarter series. During the early 1980s, the U.S. Mint experienced challenges with consistency and quality control. These challenges led to certain errors being produced, and one of the most notable of these errors was seen in the 1983 coin with a large date and P mint mark. The 1983 quarter features a significant design change compared to earlier years, namely the size of the date. The large date version became highly sought after, and when combined with the error mint mark, this coin became a must-have for error coin collectors. The obverse of the 1983 Washington quarter shows George Washington's bust, while the reverse features the eagle. The key distinguishing feature in this coin, aside from the large date, is the P mint mark, which indicates it was produced at the Philadelphia Mint. The error mint mark is a result of the minting process, where the PP was incorrectly struck or misaligned, leading to a rare and desirable mistake. Although the 1983 Washington quarter had a significant mintage, the number of quarters with the error mint mark is very low. This makes the coin a rarity among collectors. Because the error is not widespread, the market value for this coin in fine condition has surged, as demand from collectors is high for error pieces from the 1980s. The 1983 P error mint mark is the defining characteristic of this coin. The error happened when the Philadelphia Mint's equipment failed to properly stamp the mint mark, resulting in an unusual or poorly struck P that collectors are keen to find. Because of this, error collectors specifically look for this issue, and the value for coins in fine or better condition can be as high as $100,000 in some cases, depending on the auction market. Collectors love error coins because they represent a unique piece of history. While error coins are relatively common, the combination of a large date and the P error mint mark makes this 1983 Washington quarter a standout piece in any collection. Thanks again, happy collecting.